Hey, what is going on, everybody? Jake Andrews here with Blues Rock Guitar Lessons, coming straight at you from the beautiful city of Austin, Texas. Today I just want to have a little fun with you guys and gals and work on something funky. And if you've played guitar before, I'm going to take some basic stuff you might know and we're going to build on that and turn it into something really cool. Now, a little about myself. I was born and raised here and grew up in the music scene here. My father was a musician. And I started playing in the clubs here when I was just about that big, just a wee little lad. I was playing here when I was 8, 9 years old in the blues clubs. And I had the amazing opportunity to play with a lot of the living legends back then, like Albert Collins, Buddy Guy, Albert King, the Fabulous Thunderbirds, Johnny Winter, Otis Rush, B.B. King. And so it was amazing. I started my career really young, touring around the world when I was 12 years old and working on my first albums when I was a teenager. So I have a long history here in the Austin music scene. And so you can check out all my music on Spotify, iTunes, Jake Andrews Music. Look up my YouTube channel, Jake Andrews Music, where I have all kind of cool free teaching material. And my friends, let's dive into it. Let me show you this right here. Okay, everybody, welcome to my world. Got my 1960 all original Stratocaster here to entertain y'all. And let's dive into it. So, if you've played guitar a little bit before, if you've learned some basic chords, we're going to be working with this C chord shape. Alright, so if you know that C chord shape, you're golden. If you don't, check this out. We're down here at the first 3 frets. My ring finger is on the 5th string. By the way, we count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from the bottom up. So ring finger on the 5th string, 3rd box. Middle finger on the 4th string, 2nd box. And first finger on the 2nd string, 1st box. 3rd string is open. We strum it from the 5th string down. That's a basic C chord, and see how I have my fingers arched up like that. Right, so that's a good strumming. That will come in handy now that you're in Texas sitting around the campfire for all of you newcomers. We call that a cowboy chord. Yeehaw! Okay, but what we are doing is I'm going to have you add your pinky to the 3rd string, all right? Now check it out. Now it don't sound like a cowboy chord. Now it sounds like we're getting funky, y'all. They don't play that sitting around the campfire. That's what I'm talking about. So actually, we don't want to strum the bottom and the top string, the E strings, okay? We want to just get these 4 inner strings, and you can grab that like a baseball bat to slightly mute those 2 strings. See, my thumb is just barely touching. Bottom E string's getting muted out too. So now, I'm up on my fingertips, and I can really just lay into that chord and get a really a good, strong, funky sound, y'all. Okay, so when I put that pinky there, now it became a C 7th, okay? Now that there are no open strings in the chord, I can play this chord anywhere on the guitar neck. And my 3rd finger, the note that is there, determines what the chord is. So this is a C, this is a D, and we are going to be working all the way up here at the 7th box, the 7th fret. This is an E7. Okay, so this is our home base for now, y'all. And what this is just a basic 3-chord blues, funky blues rhythm track, okay? And so my 3 chords, which we typically call a 1-4-5 progression. You don't even have to know why, but that's what it's called. 1-4-5. Okay, so my first chord is going to be here, E7. Now I'm going to bring the whole chord up here to the 2 dots, the 12th fret, and now this is an A7. Notice everything starts getting tighter, so squeeze it into those 3 frets. And then lastly, one full step forward, this is a B7, A7, and E7. Those are my 3 chords. See how good those sound together? I just kind of can jam on 1 chord at a time. That's my 1-4-5 progression, okay? Grouping of chords. All right, are you with me now? So the purpose of this lesson is to start to add into your rhythm playing a lead part or a lead riff. This is kind of a bass line riff. And so we're alternating the chord rhythm with the bass line riff. And that's a great thing to get into, to start breaking away from just playing chords. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strum this chord 2 times, and I'm going to show you real basic at first. I'm just going to strum it twice. Okay? As soon as I hit it 2 times, I'm going to break out of the chord and come up here on top and play this bass line. So my ring finger is going to go up to the E string, the low 6th string. And I'm going to work between the 6th string and the 5th string. Watch this. All right, so I'm back and forth here twice. And I'm only picking 1 string at a time, y'all. And then back down here. So my lick is... And now I add the chord in, watch this. And that's the whole thing. Right there, that's 1 round of it. What we want to do is do it 4 rounds in a row. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Okay, great. So you notice once I hit this note again, then I have to bring my fingers up and fall back into that chord. Okay, it's a tight spacing, so you'll have to start slow and gradually get it up to speed. So 4 rounds here. Now I'm going to slide the entire thing up here to the 12th fret. Keep that same chord shape up on my fingertips. I don't want these strings to ring out. I want to mute that. In fact, I want to try to not even strum that note, the low 6th string. So I'm going to start my strumming from the 5th string down. I'm going to do the same exact thing here 2 times. Here we go. All right, take it back to E7 and do it 2 more times. Getting close, y'all. So let's take it all the way up here to the 14th fret. Do that same chord. It's getting tight. Squeeze it in. This is B7. Do it 1 round here. Right back to the A, 1 round. And back to where we started on the E, 1 round. Now we're at what we call the turnaround. That's where we quickly go all the way back up here to this chord, the 5, B7, and I'm going to go Da, 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 da. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. And then I start the whole verse over again. Let's play all of that together and see what it sounds like. Shall we? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change. And back. All the way up. Here. And back. Okay, and a little faster, one more time. And that is basically it. So this little progression can be played in any key, okay? But it will always be that same relative distance between the chord changes, okay? So if I did it down here at C, for instance, it would be C, all the way up here to F, G. So I could really do it anywhere on the guitar neck. A lot of great blues and funky R&B songs that use this kind of rhythm. Okay, so taking it back, let's start to take it a little more advanced. And one thing I would do after I get the basic down is I would add in, instead of just a down, down, I would go a down, up, down, down, up, down. Okay, watch this. See that movement? Down, up, down. And I gotta stay just on those 4 strings. See how nice that sounds? Really adds a lot to it. Here we go. Very cool, y'all. So what I did after that was really just substituting in some variations on these 7th chords. So for instance, the second round, I threw in, instead of this E7, I threw in an E sharp 9. Otherwise known as the Jimi Hendrix chord, the Purple Haze chord, and it's really those same notes from my... All I've done is changed one note, but I have to change my fingering, so middle, first, ring, pinky's out front. And that's that chord that's used on a lot of Jimi Hendrix stuff, Stevie Ray Vaughan, countless others. But that sounds cool as well. I can go. Only thing I do here is I would jump over and fall on my middle finger. So then another variation I did, instead of coming up here to the A7, for you players out there that already know a bar chord, a basic bar chord, an A here, I'm going to turn it into a 7th by pulling my pinky off and putting it down here on the 2nd string. Okay? So don't worry if you don't know this, just stick with the original part. But those of you that already know bar chords, play an A7th like this. So I'm going to do the same rhythm here for the A and the B. And then my lick will be same fingering, but it's dropped down a string. And then I can go back to the E here. Take it up to the B right here. A. And back to the E. Back to B. Okay, so that's taking it a step further. Lastly, I did another variation of the E, A, and B. So I did just a basic E7 down here. It's kind of a partial E7 with my middle finger on the D string, first finger on the third string, and then I threw my pinky out front here on the second string. And I only strum the last 4 strings. Okay? So it's going to be the same rhythm, but my lick is going to be right here open. Watch this. As I get these open notes. So same thing, I'm going to go. Okay, the variation I'm going to throw in for A7 is going to be like a 1 finger A and put my ring or middle finger here on the first string to get this 7th. Okay, so my first finger is barred. Now I'm going to do the same thing here. And the lick is going to be on the 4th and 3rd strings open. Same fingering. Just drop down. So. And back to the E. Now I could just take it to a B7 here. Or I could also bring this A shape up here for a B7. Regardless, my riff here on B is going to be right here. Okay, on the 4th and 3rd. So let's get our B7 here. Back to A. And back to the E. All right, so those are all cool variations. And along with this, if you know the basic minor pentatonic scale, the basic blues scale, it would look like this up here at the 12th fret. And down here for E, it's open, so it would look like. If you already know a little bit of that or a lot of it, feel free to play some kind of blues, funky blues lead over this. And then let's take it back to the beginning, y'all. Here we go. Then I did this. And that's it.
Now, I would also like to mention some of my instructional courses that are available right now.
I have a course called the Ultimate Freddie King Instrumentals course. This course teaches you note for note Freddie King's earliest instrumental recordings, his most influential stuff, the Hideaway album. It's amazing, and the phrasing that he uses is so unique and invaluable. And there's nothing like learning the actual songs and licks from the masters to try to start to integrate that timing and phrasing and those licks into your playing. Freddie King was a master of major and minor hybrid playing, and that really comes out in his sound. So look into that, my Freddie King Ultimate Instrumentals course. And my other newest course is called 7-Day Blues Guitarist. In this course, we really start at the beginning and we lay the foundation for starting to improvise your own blues lead guitar playing. We learn 5 unique blues verses and numerous concepts along the way, like playing over chord changes, rhythm, blues chords, funkier chords, double stops, bending. Everything is contained within this to get you on the road to start playing real blues lead guitar playing. So look into these 2 courses to augment the videos on this channel, and I think you're really going to be pleased. All right, my friends, I hope you enjoyed that funky blues guitar lesson. And I hope you get a lot of great ideas out of it. Go back and watch my original performance to see how I put all of that together. Please check out my music. Once again, iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music. It's Jake Andrews. My YouTube channel is Jake Andrews Music. My Instagram is Jake Andrews Music. And I look forward to seeing a lot of you guys and gals then. God bless.